A single careless photo posted today will quietly follow your child into their 30s. This invisible trail of data is already shaping how future schools, employers, and friends will perceive them, whether you realize it or not. The standard advice to just tell kids to keep their profiles private completely misses the mark and actually makes the problem worse. By the end of this conversation, you will know exactly how to guide your child toward genuine digital awareness without a single lecture or argument. Most parents think of a digital footprint as this abstract, scary concept that only matters when something goes terribly wrong. But think about what actually happens on a random Tuesday afternoon. Your 10-year-old is playing a mobile game, creates a profile, uses their real name, and uploads a picture of their bedroom wall because they thought the posters looked cool. They don't see a permanent record. They just see a game. But that's only part of the story. That image now has metadata, a location tag, and a timestamp attached to it, sitting on a server halfway across the world, quietly adding to a profile they don't even know exists. I remember sitting with a mom whose daughter was applying for a highly competitive summer leadership program. The daughter was brilliant, kind, and had incredible grades. But the admissions team did a standard social media sweep and found a series of posts from 2 years prior. Nothing illegal, nothing explicitly harmful, just a lot of complaining, some mean-spirited jokes about a classmate, and a general attitude that didn't align with the program's core values. She didn't get in. The mom was devastated, not because her daughter was a bad kid, but because her daughter had absolutely no idea that those casual, fleeting moments of frustration were being archived and judged by strangers. This is where the common parenting advice gets it completely backwards. We tell our kids to just make their account private or to only accept friend requests from people they know in real life. It sounds like solid, protective advice, but it gives them a false sense of security. What most parents never notice is that a private account doesn't mean an invisible footprint. Screenshots happen, friends share things, and more importantly, the algorithms are still collecting data on what your child clicks, watches, and lingers on, even if the rest of the world can't see it. The footprint isn't just what they broadcast to their peers, it's what the platforms absorb about their behavior. To change this, we have to understand why kids post in the first place. If we just focus on the dangers, they will tune us out immediately. They post because they are trying on identities. They are looking for connection, validation, and a place to belong. When a teenager posts a carefully edited selfie, they aren't trying to build a permanent public record for a future employer to see. They're asking their peers, do I look okay? Do I fit in? If we attack the post, they feel like we are attacking their identity. And this one small shift in how we view their posting habits changes everything. We've all heard the old advice about not posting anything you wouldn't want your grandmother to see. It's a classic. But let's be honest, kids don't care what their grandmother thinks, and frankly, neither do we when we are being real online. Instead, I want you to introduce them to the concept of their future self. Picture this. Your child is 25 years old, sitting in a job interview, or maybe meeting their future partner's parents for the first time. Ask them to look at their current feed through the eyes of that 25-year-old. Would that future version of them be proud of this post? Would it make their life easier or create an awkward explanation they have to give? We spend so much time worrying about what strangers might do with our children's data, but we often forget to protect our kids from their own impulsive moments. If you want calmer, more confident parenting in a screen-filled world, sticking around is probably the simplest way to stay one step ahead of what your kids are facing. Now here's where it gets interesting. How do we actually teach this without sounding like a broken record? You introduce what I call the pause and purge routine. Once a month, sit down together with some snacks, put on some good music, and actually scroll through their feed together. Not to interrogate them, but to audit it. You are looking for things that no longer serve them. Maybe it's an old argument in a comment section, a photo where they look uncomfortable, or a post that just feels completely cringy now. When they delete it, validate that feeling. Tell them it's okay to outgrow their digital past. This teaches them that they have agency over their footprint, rather than just being passive victims of it. But there was one real problem I kept running into when talking to older kids. They all believe in the magic of disappearing messages. You know the ones, stories that vanish after 24 hours, or snaps that disappear once viewed. They think it's a get-out-of-jail-free card for saying whatever they want. What happened next surprised even me when I explained the reality to a group of 8th graders. I asked them how many of them had ever taken a screenshot of a disappearing message. Every single hand went up. I then asked how many of them assumed their friends were doing the exact same thing to them. The room went completely silent. That was the moment the illusion shattered for them. This is the core of teaching digital privacy. We need to reframe what privacy actually means to a kid. Privacy isn't about hiding because you're doing something wrong. Privacy is about protecting your peace, your energy, and your personal boundaries. Think about it like the difference between a glass house and a home with curtains. You don't put curtains up because you're hiding a crime in your living room. You put them up because sometimes you just want to relax in your sweatpants without the whole neighborhood watching. When kids understand that privacy is about self-respect rather than secrecy, they start making better choices naturally. Navigating these conversations about what stays online and what should be kept private can feel incredibly overwhelming, especially when the apps they are using change every single week. That is exactly why I put together a free sample chapter of my Parenting in the Digital Age guide, which you can grab through the link in the description. It breaks down the exact scripts you can use to talk about privacy, footprints, and screen boundaries without triggering a massive argument. It's a really helpful resource to have in your back pocket when you aren't sure what to say. Let's bring this back to everyday family situations. You're driving in the car and your kid is watching a video on their phone, laughing at something. It's a great moment to casually bring up the concept of context collapse. Ask them to imagine telling a highly sarcastic joke to their best friend, but having it read out loud by a strict substitute teacher who doesn't know them at all. That is exactly what happens online. A joke meant for friends is seen by a stranger without any of the original context. It takes the abstract concept of a digital footprint and turns it into a real-world social scenario they can instantly grasp. And this is where we have to talk about what happens when they mess up. Because they will. They will post something they regret. They will share a secret they shouldn't have. They will overshare. If your reaction is to confiscate the phone and ban them from the internet, they will learn one thing, and that is how to hide their mistakes from you next time. If you want them to come to you when something goes wrong, your response to their first digital mistake has to be calm. You have to be the safe harbor. Say, okay, let's look at this together. How do we fix it? What can we learn? When they know you won't overreact, they will actually listen to your guidance about keeping their footprint clean. Most parents never notice this, but we spend almost all our time talking about the negative footprint. We focus on what not to post, what to avoid, what to delete. But what about the positive footprint? This is a massive opportunity to help your child build something they are genuinely proud of. Encourage them to use their digital space to showcase their actual interests. If they love painting, help them set up a portfolio. If they are passionate about animal rescue, show them how to follow and interact with reputable organizations. Teach them that their digital footprint isn't just a liability, it's a canvas. It's a way to introduce themselves to the world before they even walk into a room. Now, here is the hardest part of all of this. We cannot teach our kids to have a healthy digital footprint if our own is a mess. They watch what we do far more closely than they listen to what we say. If you are constantly posting vague, angry status updates about your day, or sharing overly personal family arguments online, they are taking notes. If you are tagging them in unflattering photos without asking their permission, you are teaching them that their consent doesn't matter. We have to model the digital citizenship we want to see. Ask them before you post a picture of them. Talk out loud about why you are choosing not to post something. Let them see you curating your own digital life with intention. I'm really curious about how your family handles this. What's the one screen time or privacy rule that actually works in your home? Let me know in the comments, because I read every single one and I know other parents are looking for real-world ideas that work. Ultimately, talking to your kids about their digital footprint isn't a one-time lecture. It's an ongoing dialogue that evolves as they grow. The things they need to know at 10 are very different from what they need to know at 16. It's about building a foundation of critical thinking. When they understand that their digital actions have real-world weight, they start to carry themselves differently online. They become more empathetic, more thoughtful, and more intentional. The goal isn't to raise kids who are terrified of the internet. The goal is to raise kids who respect themselves enough to protect their own peace and respect others enough to contribute positively to the digital world. When they leave your house and step into their own digital lives, you want them to look back at the trail they've left behind and feel proud of the person it represents. And that kind of confidence doesn't come from strict rules and monitoring apps. It comes from feeling understood, guided, and trusted by the parent sitting right next to them.